Afternoon.
Afternoon, sir.
Thank you. Um, I created the session a little bit late, so I want to take the blame for that. So can you please let's give the leaders 2 minutes to join. Um, so in the meantime, I received a message from um, our former um, leader, Mr. Chavalala. Now he's no longer part of this module. But I would like to um, give you the good news that even this semester I'm not working alone. I'll be working with Mr. Johannes Libo. I assume some of you colleagues, you know, leaders, you know him. But for those who don't know him, some of you, he taught you from first year, previous years. So I hope Mr. Libo can hear me before I can make any announcement. I would like Mr. Libo to greet the members. If possible, he can even open his camera so that they can see him. From my side, leaders, they know me. So they're used to my face. So Mr. Luo, if you can hear me, can you please welcome the leaders? And if possible, can they please see you? I thank you. Mr. Luo.
Greetings, everyone. Thank you very much, Mr. Maluleka, for wonderful introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is RJ Lebo. I will be with you on this module. We'll be working together so that we may impart the knowledge which we have acquired so that you may also understand and be able to apply what is needed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Luo. Without a waste of time, yesterday I indicated that I will upload the study guide together with the module outline on Blackboard. But I encountered some difficulties yesterday due to network. So I will do that immediately after our class. So I received an information from Mr. Chabalala that he received some emails regarding first semester that there are students who are saying they want to see the memorandum. So when coming to viewing of scripts or remarking of scripts, you go via the HOD. And there's some, I think you also received an email from Miss Mulele Mani. If you check from your Kiaka emails, check the email from Miss Mulele Mani. The guidelines on how one can request to view or remark the script. So we are not in a position of giving you the memorandum. If you want to see the memorandum, check the email from Ms. Mulele Mani. I'm not sure about the closing date, so the sooner the better. Because if you take time, you might find that by the time you want to do the remarking or viewing of script is already late. But we are encouraged that to avoid pointing fingers to the lecturers that Maluleke failed me, Mr. Lebowo failed me. If you are not happy with your marks that you got from the June exam, there are procedures that you have to follow to be able to view your script. When you view your script, you'll be given the memorandum, the question paper, and your script. You'll be able to check if your script was marked the correct way. But as I've indicated, there are guidelines on how do you get to that point of viewing or remarking your script. So lecturers in this case were not involved. So please don't ask memorandums from us. Check the email from, I think it was sent by Ms. Mulele Mani. Or you can also ask some of your leaders, guys. There are people who already requested for that. So maybe if you go to your WhatsApp group, you can ask them how did they do it, so that we don't want to be blamed at the end of the day that I couldn't pass the module because Mr. Maluleke didn't mark my script correctly. Mr. Chavala didn't do 1, 2, 3. Mr. Lho didn't do 1, 2, 3. So please, I hope it's clear, colleagues, when coming to that one. So we'll be together for this semester. So what is going to happen is that I'm going to present this module outline on what is going to happen during the course of this semester. The module that we will be enjoying together is called Design and Analysis of Experiments. Design and Analysis of Experiments. The prerequisite for you to enjoy, we need the knowledge of second semester, level 2 statistics, level 2 mathematics, and part of first semester applied linear regression. The part that you were taught by Mr. Chabalala, it will come back again. There's a chapter which will need the section that you were taught by Mr. Chabalala. So please make sure that you keep those that material, because we will need it when we get to, I think it's chapter 3. We'll need a part of simple linear regression. So my office, you know it. It's on the second floor, 2022. Immediately when you open the butler on the second floor, you'll be facing the secretary's office. Next to the secretary's office is my office. And for Mr. Lwo, he forgot to write it here, but it's also situated in the second floor. And this office number
2027.
And office number is 2027. When you get to Mess Building, second floor, you turn to your right. You pass the what? You pass the kitchen. The office at the corner is Mr. Lwo's office. So if you want us, you want to consult face to face, we'll make sure that by if based on the time indicated from the timetable for consultation, we'll make sure that we are in our offices so that you can come and consult. So if you want to write an email, mine is there, and for Mr. Lbo is there. So if you want to write us an email, to be on the safe side, when you want to write me an email, please don't only capture my email there. Also write the one for Mr. Lbo, so that if it's an emergency, I can be able to communicate with Mr. Lbo that, hey, Mr. Lbo, there's an email. Did you see that email from a student? And then so that we can work together in that sense. So when coming to consultations, I'll give you guys our consultation hours. We have it somewhere, but the one which is indicated here is that I'm saying when we're having a class like today, I can join 30 minutes before the class. So if you want to consult, I can join the class 30 minutes before so that you consult, and I can remain after class for another 30 minutes for you to consult. But except the one that is indicated here, we also have some other consultation hours that are indicated from our personal timetable. We will share that personal timetable with you. So on the right side is that our classes will go like this. According to the timetable, we're supposed to have a class on Wednesday from 10 past 11 to 1 o'clock. I think it's 10 past 11 to 1 o'clock. But I will create a session which will start at 20 to 11 to cater for that 30 minutes for consultation. Again, according to the university timetable, we have a single period which is on Friday from 7:30 to 25 past 8. The tutorials are as follows. Tuesday, like yesterday, we're supposed to have a tutorial from 1 to 3 o'clock. On Wednesday, we have another tutorial which is supposed to run from 3, I think, to 4:30. It's a mistake here. I think up to 4:30. So I want to make this adjustment. Because someone's mic is on. You want to say something? Someone's mic is on. Okay, thank you. So I want to make this adjustment, guys. I want to change these periods here, because imagine, let me just give you an example. According to our timetable, Tuesday, um, according to our timetable, Tuesday is a tutorial. I just want to, so that you understand why I want to make this adjustment. Tuesday, according to our timetable, is a tutorial. And then with Wednesday, first period is a class. Wednesday again, late, there's a tutorial. This one is morning. This one is afternoon. Wednesday afternoon is a tutorial. Friday is a class. And it's, let me indicate, this is a single period. So let's check this, guys. Tuesday is a tutorial according to the timetable. Wednesday morning is a class. Wednesday and afternoon we have another tutorial. Friday there's a class and it's a single period. So assuming we're having a tutorial here on Wednesday, So obviously, whatever we have done, we'll be able to cover during this tutorial. Friday, we are going to have a single period. And from a single period, in most cases, you cannot cover a lot of things. You can cover maybe a quarter of maybe a chapter. So what I was thinking here, we want to tamper with the way the timetable is structured. So what is going to happen is that we are going to move this Tuesday from being a tutorial to be a class. We move this Tuesday tutorial to be a class, and then we take this Friday. I'm coming, Mr. Manyama. Friday 7:30 to be a tutorial. I will explain how we're going to use this one. Mr. Manyama.
Morning, sir.
Morning.
Sir, I see that we have tutorials and what. So I wanted to know if on the tutorials, part of the practicals is covered.
Yes, it has to, we have to cover it. This time we have to run them simultaneous, Mr. Manyama. We have to run this part simultaneous. We have to run the class together with the tutorial. Sometimes we cannot wait for up to the end of the semester so that we can attend the practicals. In between, we can deal with the first two chapters and we go to, we have a practical session. We cover two chapters, we have a practical session and so forth. So the Friday one, this one, let me put it after Wednesday. We will make it a consultation session. It's not a tutorial per se, it's a consultation session. We can meet and discuss whatever we want to discuss on Friday for 45 minutes. So our tutorial now will be only on when? On Wednesday from 3 to 4:30. Our classes will have double on Tuesday, double on Wednesday. Wednesday afternoon, we'll have the tutorials. Friday, instead of this one being a class, we'll convert it to consultation session. So whenever you want us to meet, you can say, let's meet this Friday so that we can have that consultation session. Whoever is having questions will come and then we discuss. I hope it's clear, leaders. Any questions so far? Any question? So, fine. If that is so, please don't miss our next week Tuesday class. Ne? It's from 1 to 3. So now, please write this one down. It's very, very important. Your first test will be on the 19th of next month. 19th next month. So what is going to happen is that I will teach for the first 2 weeks. Week 3, you write a quiz. I will teach this week. I will teach next week. The third week, you write a quiz. And that quiz will be on Friday. So let's check your calendar. Let's check our calendars, guys. So your first quiz, the other quiz will update you as we continue. So your first quiz will be on 22 July. Write it down, guys. Quiz 1. The other quiz will follow. Quiz 1. Will be on 22 July. 22/07/2022. So you'll be writing your first quiz there. The scope will be everything that will be covered by that time. That will be the scope. So it means I'm going to teach this week. So in the afternoon, there's a possibility that we meet again this coming afternoon, because we don't have the tutorials, right? So we can convert that to a class only for this week, because already we lost 1 hour 30 minutes yesterday. We cannot afford to lose another 1 hour 30 minutes today. So we can use that as afternoon class that was supposed to be a tutorial to be a class, because we are writing a quiz on the 22nd of July, which is 2 weeks from now. But it will be controlled on how far will I be able to cover now. If whatever is remaining is not a lot, I can cover it on Friday. I can write an email that for only for this Friday, let's meet for that 45 minutes, so that I can cover the remaining section of chapter 1. Because based on your module outline, let me show you something. Based on your module outline, chapter 1 we're supposed to be done with chapter 1 this week. If you can check from that thing there. So we have to finish chapter 1 this week. So that I'm saying we have to conclude our chapter 1 this week, so that doesn't confuse with our schedule. So so please, I asked you to write the information down concerning the test dates there. The second test will be on the 16th of month 9. 16th of month 9. And then how are we going to assess you guys? Here's the breakdown. Here's the breakdown. You will have 2 tests. The first the 2 tests will contribute 70%. You'll have quizzes which will contribute 15%, and you'll have an assignment which will contribute 15%. When you add everything there, you will have what? 100%. Quizzes, if you check on your left side, I indicated that at least 2 quizzes. So we can give you 2 or more quizzes. So take all these quizzes, guys, serious. Don't say because they said at least 2, they can give us 5. No. If we happen to give you 2 and we feel like it's enough, it means we will stop. So the other stuff, since we'll be having this module outline, some of the things you can do them on your own. So these are some of the things that will be covered from this module. The learning outcomes there. In short, by the end of this semester, you should know when and where can you apply design of experiments. You must also understand what do we mean when we say someone has to design an experiment. And again, what is the purpose of designing that experiment? What is the procedure required for one to design an experiment? How do you make conclusion? How do you read an output from a statistical software? By the end of the semester, you should be able to know that. How do you know when to apply this technique or design? Because we'll be dealing with different designs. So finally, this is what is going to happen. There's this part, guys, that is highlighted. The reason why I highlighted this part is because of what happened in the first semester. Guys, as we teach you, don't um, try to memorize or try to cram whatever we're teaching in class, because it will be difficult for you now when coming to the assessment. The challenge with science is that what we teach you in class is not what is going to come when we give you an assessment. We teach you on how to solve problems. It doesn't mean that the problem that we solved together in class is the very same problem that will come in what? In the test. So I tried to indicate some strategies that you can use when you are studying. The first point there is I'm saying, based on some studies that were done, even in the first semester, when we're dealing with applied linear regression, we're able to predict that the more you attend classes, the more you perform better. For those who were not attending classes in the first semester, they struggled. So I've indicated that there is a positive correlation between your marks and attendance of lectures. So if you hate coming to class, it means you are simply saying you hate to get good marks. Any work you miss will take many hours to catch up on your own. Any work you miss will take many hours to catch up on your own. I'm simply saying if you attend, some of the things that you need to get clarity on, you'll be able to ask from class. But if you decide not to attend, and then you think you read these things, our notes on your own, you may have some challenges, and you may take more time to understand whatever was being discussed. So number 3, do not accumulate your work and then try to cram just before a test. Every hour of lecture work will need a few hours of practice on your own. Set aside time over the weekends to review and consolidate whatever. What do we mean by this one is that we know during the course of the week you are attending a lot of classes, but make sure that you use your weekends wisely. So I have a belief that weekends for students is not for going to the mall to enjoy, is to make sure that they try to balance their work because they are not attending classes. So these are the topics that will be covered. This semester is too short, but the work needed is a lot. The work for this semester is a lot. This module is the longest module ever. So what is going to happen is that I will cover the first 3 chapters, the introduction part, the complete randomized design, and the analysis of covariance. I will cover those 3 chapters, and Mr. Wall will come in and cover complete block design and the one from 2908 to 1609. I hope it's clear there. So Mr. Wall will start from the 8th of 08 to 21609. I will join you again from 1909 to deal with introduction to factorial design. Let me repeat. I will be with you guys for the first 3 sections: the introduction, complete randomized design, analysis of covariance. From there, I will hand it over to Mr. Lebowo, and he will cover complete block design, Latin square design, and Greco Latin square design. And then I will rejoin you guys and deal with the last chapter, which will be introduction to factorial design and the 2 to the power k factorial design. From your study guide, some of the information is not there, but as I'm teaching, I'll be able to include those sections from my notes. But the information is not there in the study guide, but is part of the module. So when I give you the notes, I will include those sections so that whenever you are reading, you are preparing for the test, you can use my class notes together with the study guide. Any question before I open the introduction part? Any question?
Sir,
Yes.
there will be tutorial classes.
Yes, but so far we didn't win the face-to-face one. Is that still online? Mr. Law, is that's how it is, right? So far we didn't win the face-to-face one, right?
Yes. For now,
Yes.
it will be online, but while people are still negotiating the issue of face-to-face, we'll just be using online for now. Thank you.
You heard it from my colleague, guys, to support what I said. So far, what we can recall is that there's still a negotiating that
Sir,
yes,
sir,
yes.
today are we meeting again or we're just suggesting?
It will depend on how far I go with my introduction. I
Okay.
said there's a possibility that we meet again in the afternoon, provided the work remaining is a lot. Otherwise, we can meet on Friday, but only for this week so that we can finalize chapter 1. So it will depend on how far we go with our introduction. If whatever is left, I can cover it within 45 minutes, I can simply say, let's meet on Friday. Do you get it, my brother?
Yeah.
Otherwise, if whatever will be remaining will be a lot, I will say, let's meet tomorrow. It means we're canceling what? No, let's meet in the afternoon. It means we're canceling Friday. If we don't meet in the afternoon, it means we're meeting on Friday to finalize what? Our chapter 1.
Okay.
Mrawudzi, when are tutorials? Tutorials starting from next week will be on Wednesdays from 3 to 4:30. Did I answer a question, Mr. Mrawudzi? Mrawudzi? Okay, thank you. So let's work together, guys. Sorry for me to, I want to say something. Sorry, I apologize in advance. We don't want to see what happened in the first semester, guys. First semester, the pass rate was embarrassing. Was embarrassing, guys. A lot of students failed. So we don't want that situation to repeat itself. So put the gear from today, guys. You can change the situation because you qualified to study at the university. It means you are good enough not to have challenges with these things. I'm even scared to tell you the pass rate, my brother, but it's bad. It doesn't differ with what was happening during the test. Remember what was happening during the test? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. The pass rates that we've been reporting during the test is the same pass rate that we got. Let me be political and not tell you. Let's continue. So let's work together, guys. We are not happy based on what happened in the first semester, but we want you guys to. Yes, Manyam. Manyam. While I'm still waiting for Mr. Manyama to come in, allow me to present the notes. I will share these notes with you, but it doesn't mean that you should not come to class. No? This is your chapter 1. These are things that we have to cover this week. It's having 8 pages. We have to cover this theory this week. So what we are going to discuss this week is not the application part, but the theoretical part. The definitions that you should understand when dealing with design and analysis of experiments. There are some terms that you should understand because you'll be given maybe a scenario, and you'll be asked to indicate what is the treatment from that statement, what is an experimental unit, what is a factor, and so forth. So understanding the theory, it will help you a lot. But if you don't understand the theory, you will have a problem. So let's work together, guys.
Say,
Yes.
are you presenting something or it's a network on my side?
I'm presenting something.
The screen
Guys,
is
can you see what?
blank. I'm not sure if
Try to. It's Mraud. It's who?
blessing.
It's Blessing. Mabunda.
Yeah.
Let me check with the other students. Leaders, can you see what I'm presenting?
Yes,
Yes,
it
sir.
is. Yes, sir.
They can see Mr. Mabunda.
Yes, sir.
So, Mr. Mabunda, try to leave the session and join and see if maybe there will be a change. So the objective of design and analysis of experiment is to present an overview of an experimental design to compare two or more population means to explain the statistical principles of experimental design. to present an overview of an experiment designed to compare two or more population means. Already you understand what is going to happen here. Let me take you back to first year. Let me take you back to first year. What is the difference between qualitative and quantitative? What is the difference between qualitative and quantitative? Let's go, guys. Raise up your hand if you want to say something. Yes, Mr. Manga.
Qualitative and quantitative. Quantitative, I can say, is countable data, more like example numbers. Then qualitative, given types of brand, types of from A to B, types of, actually it's not numbers, I just age, those type of things.
Can you please repeat the quantitative one before you give me the qualitative? Let's go quantitative first.
The countable.
Countable. Can someone give me an example of a quantitative variable? Not you, Mr. Smanga. You are right. Can someone give me an example of a quantitative variable?
Number of houses.
You can write under the chat. You can write under the chat if you don't want to. You don't want the members to hear your voice. Can someone give me an example of a quantitative variable? Someone is saying age. You guys, you want to tell me that everyone is thinking of age? Marks. Let's go. Yeah, there's age and marks. Height. Thank you, Mazia. There's height, there's marks, there's age. You are all correct. It's a type, it's a quantitative variable. Distance. Let's stop. So now, a qualitative one, Mr. Smanga indicated that is something that is what? Is non-numeric. He said the what? The color. He said what else, Mr. Smanga? He said we're talking about color and something. He was giving some examples, which was correct. So now you have that information. Assuming that you have the age of the person or the marks from test exam SSTB031 exam. Now my next question is, based on your marks, let's say I give you or the marks of our exam, June exam SSTB031. What type of analysis can you try to get from those marks? What type of analysis can you try to find? Can you please write under the chart? I give you the marks. I say, give me information about these marks. What can you find from those marks? The pass rate, the average. Thank you. So far I captured the rate, which is the percent, right? And find the percent. We can find the mean. Let's go. You have a quantitative information. What can you do with the quantitative information? What can you do with the quantitative information? Someone said even outliers, you can try to find the outliers there. That one, it means it can go with the quartiles. Thank you very much. You can stop. So you see now, You indicated that you can find the mean, the what, the range, the minimum, the maximum. Let's go back to the objective. The objective of design of experiment is to present an overview of experiments designed to compare two or more what? Two or more population means. You indicated that from a quantitative variable, you can find the mean. So you indicated to me that it means we'll be dealing with what? We'll be dealing with quantitative information. Design of experiments will be dealing with quantitative information. Why are we saying that? Because give me an example of a qualitative variable now. A qualitative variable. Let's move to qualitative variable and check if it fits on that definition. Quantitative variable. Example, please. Write under charts. Yes, Mr. Smanga.
Alphabet.
Alphabets, gender. Thank you. Let's go. Let's go, guys. You must feel. You must be jealous if we end the session without saying something. You must be write something there. People are writing gender, race, color. Thank you. Continue. If you know something, write it, guys. It's to show that you are what you are focusing. I assume the one who said class, class. I don't understand. What do you mean by class? Marital status. Thank you. Write something, guys. Gender. If there's no if you don't know what to write, write what the other guys wrote there. Just copy. So you see. So now we are having these variables. We're having these variables. Said race, gender. I'll write few. I said copy. Type of cars, and so forth. This is what some of the things that leaders said: race, gender, type of cars, and so forth. Now my question that I asked when we were dealing with the quantitative variable: what type of information can you get from this? Suppose I give you the gender from the information of gender from our first semester class. Let's say I indicate the marks of the student. Next to that mark, student mark, I indicate the gender of the student. What can you do with that gender? What can you get from the gender? What can you get from the gender? You can get height. What can you what type of analysis can you give us from the gender? Mode is part of the quantitative variables. So what you can get, guys, or let me put it in this way: can you find the mean? Can you find the mean from that column of gender? Can you find the mean? No. Can you elaborate? Can anyone elaborate? Can someone elaborate why we can't find the mean of from the variable gender? Can anyone, as I said, if you don't know, just write what others are writing to show that you are focused. So it's fine. Let me explain. As long as the variable, it is by design, it was not numerical, you cannot find what it means. Let's say, as long as the variable, even if you convert it to numerical, you create dummy variables, you do whatever, as long as by design it is not numerical, you cannot find the descriptive statistics. That is why you must understand the difference between a bar graph and a histogram. Histogram, it goes with quantitative information. Bar graph goes with what? Qualitative information. Pie chart goes with qualitative information. Line graph goes with what? Line graph, it goes with quantitative information. So you must know, if you are given a certain information, what can you use that information for? Because imagine you are in a company, they give you some data set to run as a statistician. You have a variable gender. You start giving them the mean of that of the gender, the standard deviation, the variance. They will be surprised, and they may even ask you, where did you do your degree? And you say, University of Limpopo. Who taught you? Mr. Lwawa and Mr. Marulek. You see, now you'll be representing us there. So immediately you do something which does not make sense, it goes back to us. So this basic statistics is very, very important, guys. So if we check from the objective there, it says to present an overview of experiments designed to compare two or more population means. So by reading that first part there, I can see that here we'll be dealing with a quantitative information here, because we're talking about the means there. I cannot find the mean of what? Of a qualitative variable. So experiments are performed by investigators in all fields of inquiry to discover something about a particular process or system. Let's understand the definition. Experiments are performed by investigators in virtually all fields of inquiry to discover something about a particular process or a system. Like now, or let me read this one here. Let me read this one. Let me show you what with the one I'm talking about. Let's also read this one together. This one. Experiment, a study in which the conditions are deliberately assigned to a researcher to individuals, objects, time slots for a purpose of seeing the effect that these assigned conditions have on some characteristic. So let's give a simple example. Now we are learning visual, but before it was face to face. Or let me give you the example based on what you are requesting now. We used to do tutorials face to face. Now you guys, you are asking us that doing tutorials face to face is better than visual. So you are comparing. You feel like if we can convert your tutorials to be face to face, it will be more effective. Yes, 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 Manyama.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, this online is it's robbing us our future, sir. We need a class rep whom can communicate with you relative to the problem of the students which they face during these online sessions. Like myself, I was trying to attend, but most of the time I can't hear what you are saying there, and I want to be part of being engaged in this process of exchanging thoughts and ideas relative to this design and analysis of experience. Let's say just be lenient with us as the acting HOD. Please, sir, give us.
We lost Mr. Manyama, unless if it's my network. Is it my network or Mr. Manyama's network?
It's his
No, we
network.
lost him.
Yes, we know, guys, the situation that you are going through. The load shedding is also a serious factor when coming to this online. We know the challenges that you are facing, guys. So some of these things, guys, that are beyond our control, as we have indicated with Mr. Lwo, that they're busy on it, guys. If whatever decisions that they take will come back to you guys and share with you that this is this is what they've decided. But for now, this is the only method that is we're going to use in the meantime. So let's try to use this method while we're still waiting for them to come up maybe with a better decision. So as I was explaining, we'll come back to the class rep partner. I nearly forgot about that, unless if Clayane, she's enjoying working alone. So I was saying, you indicated at the beginning of the session that you have a feeling like that you think you can perform better if we can change the tutorials to face to face instead of online. So you see now, we can come up with a study. For example, now we're doing what? Online teaching. We can say, let's conduct an experiment. Mr. Manyama just indicated now that he's having what? Network issues. So let's say we want to create an experiment. We say, we're going to divide you guys into 3 groups. Group 1, we teach them venue-based. We go and teach them venue-based. We don't give them the recordings. They don't get this information. We don't record our session. We just take them to class. We teach them from class. That is the first method. The second method, we teach you like the way I'm doing now. Remember, I said we divide you into 3 groups. The first group will be taught in class. Let's take you are 150. 150. The first 50 will be taken to face-to-face, venue-based. The next 50 will be like the way I'm doing now. The third group, we record the what? We record the session and give them and then they will go and listen to the recording. So now if you can check, we have 3 methods. The first method will teach them face-to-face. The second method, I will teach them like the way we're doing now. The third method, I don't teach the students. I do what? I just give them the recorded notes, videos. They will go and watch a video. But when they write the quiz, they write the same quiz. We give you 2 weeks to do that. We teach you for 2 weeks. But when you write the quiz, you write the same quiz. What are we going what are we going to test here? We're going to test, we want to check which method is better than the other method. How do we judge that? We'll judge that by what? By the way students will be performing. Based on the student performance, that's where we can judge that this method is better than this method. If students which were given a video to go and practice on their own, they perform better than the other two groups, we may conclude that method C is better than what? The other two methods. But we have to understand one thing here, guys. There's what we call randomization. 2, there's what we call how do you avoid biasness. You know what is bias, right? Leaders, when you say something is bias, leaders? Yes, Manga?
Each sample parameter is the same as the population parameter.
Yeah, I
The
think.
mean, the mean of each sample parameter is the population parameter.
Yes, but thank you, Mr. Manga. They gave me another term there. That is unfairness. So when you say something is biased, it means it's not fair. It favors another group, but it's not a fair method that was used. So the question that why am I bringing the part biasness is that I said suppose you are 150, we divide you into 3 groups, 50 per group, and then we give you what? We teach you differently, but you write the same assessment. But I said, how do you avoid biasness? So if we check the second definition of experiment there, it's talking about random. So it takes us back to what? Sampling method. You remember sampling, guys? Sampling, the definition of sampling is that it's not here, but it's something that you have to know because you did. Oh, you are doing sampling this semester. Okay, it's fine. You are doing sampling this semester. Whatever I'm going to say, I think Mr. Masongani will say it. The definition of sampling, it goes like this. It says it's a process of selecting a sample from a population in such a way that the selected sample will be able to what? To represent the population where the sample was selected, or represent the population where that sample was selected. Same applies to what we're doing here. Whenever you design an experiment, you must be fair. Avoid a lot of problems at the end. Fairness is one of the key things when you're designing an experiment. So in linear regression, those who did simple linear regression in the first semester, observational data has some limitations. In particular, estimating a cause and the effect of relationship between independent variable and a dependent variable is difficult. It's difficult since the variables the values of the other relevant independent variables in the model and those omitted from the model are not controlled. Now there's a new term which is coming in there, controlling the experiment. Controlling, so when dealing with design of experiments, there will be a time where we'll be controlling the experiment. Sometimes due to what? Nuisance factors. Nuisance factors are things which are not part of the experiment, but they can create problems on the experiment. For example, when you are having a small garden at your place there, and you find that you want to do some plants there, when you put those plants, guys, and then you start watering them, when they come out, not only the plants that you have plowed there, they will be the ones which are coming out. Some other things will be coming out with what? With your plants. Those things, they can also what? They can also create problem when coming to the growth of what? Of your plants. But you will see it as we do what? We continue. So I gave you an example of what? I gave you an example of 3 methods of teaching. I said venue-based, online teaching, video, and for those who will be watching videos. So we have 3 methods now that we want to do what? We want to check which method is the best. So those 3 methods, we call them treatments. The 3 methods that we want to check which one is better than the other is called, those 3 methods, we can call them treatments. And then the experimental units. Students in this case, because are the ones who will be doing the work, right? Because we're going to divide them into 50, 50, 50. The experimental unit based on my example is the students. So students based on my example are experimental units. Those will be given what? Those notes that are becoming what? Experimental units. So I'll give you this note. Wherever you don't understand, you will sorry, you will check with me and then we'll discuss. So this one already I have covered it. Variables in an experiment. Variable in an experiment. This one already I have covered it. I don't want to go deeper. Because when you read there already, you answered most of the questions that I was having based on this projected part. So the one that is important now is this one. From there, I will share this document. I think the time that I estimated is more than enough. Let's check this one. The one that I highlighted there. In order to judge whether the treatments are really different, it is necessary to have some ideas of expected differences in the group simply due to experimental error. So what is happening here? I introduced 3 methods. So what simply saying, how do you tell that these 3 methods are not the same? So based on the highlighted part here, was saying to test this method, if they're the same or not, we'll be using what? We'll be using an ANOVA. So to check for our methods for all the chapters, we'll be dealing with analysis of variance. So we'll be dealing with, so you must know why do we have to what? Why do we have to construct an ANOVA? So I'm saying, why am I saying this? By finding the mean. For example, suppose you have these two. You have fertilizer A and fertilizer B. On the what? Or let's start from let's start from here. Consider an experiment designed to compare two fertilizers, A and B, on the amount of tomato grow. So here, what is happening? You go to the shop, you buy two different fertilizers, but you are going to treat them. You are going to apply them to what? To the tomatoes. You buy two different fertilizers, and then you divide them. The other section, you apply fertilizer A. The other section, you apply fertilizer B. And then suppose this is the findings. Suppose this is the findings. And based on your understanding, which fertilizer is better than the other? Based on the findings there, can you say fertilizer A is better than fertilizer B, or there is no difference? Give me a reason why. Leaders, we have that information there. Siabonga Pollen is saying fertilizer B is better than fertilizer A. What about the other members? What are you saying? What is the reason? Why are you saying fertilizer B is better than fertilizer A, Siabonga? And what are the other guys saying? Siabonga is saying based on the findings there, because the findings, if you can check fertilizer A for the first plant, there's 45 there. And the other variable, the other information for fertilizer B is 48, 50, 52. And so the best way to have an idea on what is happening is to find the mean. Can you please find the mean of the two? By visual inspection of the data set, you think fertilizer A is better than fertilizer B. Can someone find the mean of fertilizer A and fertilizer B? Let's check. Let's compare the means. Remember, the objective there will compare the what? The population means. But the right method of doing that is to do what? Is to use an ANOVA table. But beside using an ANOVA table, what is the mean for fertilizer A? What is the mean for fertilizer B? Thank you. I think that one is still for fertilizer A. 51.4. So we have 50.2 and 51.4. Are the two numbers the same or different? Statistically. Are the two numbers the same or different? They look different. Thank you. I agree. They look different. It's true. We're 50.2 and 51.4. But the question that we have to ask ourselves, are they statistically different? To answer that, we have to come up with what? Analysis of variance. We have to find an ANOVA. We have to do the test using an ANOVA table. This one is just what? Just to have an idea. We have 50.2 for fertilizer A. We have 51.4 for fertilizer B. But can we say that the two fertilizers are statistically different? We cannot conclude by looking at those two figures. We have to first, we have to come up with what? An ANOVA to support our answer. Same applies for those who were dealing, who attended first applied linear regression. When coming to the outliers, there was a time where we indicated that we can have outliers but not being influential. It's an outlier, is fine, but is it causing a problem in our data set? No. So we can continue with that outlier. We have the two means here. Can we say, can we recommend fertilizer B over fertilizer A? By looking at the mean only, we cannot make any conclusion. By looking at the means only, we must first perform an analysis of variance. So whatever I'm saying, guys, is captured in this document. It's captured in this document. Can we say conclusively that fertilizer B is better than fertilizer A? No. By using the means only, the answer is no. You need to perform an analysis of variance. Because, so it means now I want to take you back to understand the reason why one has to understand why do we have to construct an ANOVA. When you say the error, what do you mean? If the two means are, if they are clearly the same, it means you cannot, that one, even to continue with the ANOVA, it won't be necessary because they're exactly the same. So if you have that type of information, Siabonga, it means if you want to advise someone which fertilizer to buy, if the means were exactly the same, you will advise whoever want to buy fertilizer that go and buy any. If you can buy fertilizer A or fertilizer B, it doesn't matter because they are what? They are performing the same. So it's possible that you can have like the method that I've introduced of teaching method. You may find that when we do some analysis, at the end of the day, we conclude that there is no difference between the three methods. So in other words, it will simply mean that any method that we can apply won't affect our results. So Now, this is what I was just explaining now. The procedure, oh, sorry. The statistical, I'm on this one now. I'm on this one. The statistical procedure for selecting sample data with XI, sorry. The statistical procedure for comparing the population means is by the use of what? An ANOVA. So whatever comparison we are going to do, we'll use an ANOVA table. So the easiest method that one can apply is the one that is indicated here. So if you want to compare method A, method B, and method C, if you want to write it in a symbol form, you will say population mean A is the same as population mean B is the same as population mean C. What do you mean by this? You are simply saying there is no difference between the venue-based method, online teaching method, video watching method. When you write the statement like the null hypothesis here, simply saying face-to-face method, the venue-based method method for teaching is the same as what? As the online teaching, and it's the same even if you give what students the video and they go and watch from what? From their respective homes. When they write the assessments, it won't show that these ones were exposed to this method. So that's how you'll be writing your what? Your null hypothesis. You are simply saying, in short, if you want to write it in words, you are saying the three methods are the same. So the alternative hypothesis, you cannot write this. You cannot write to oppose the null. You cannot say the mean for method A is not equal to mean for method B is not equal to mean for method C. Why? It's possible that mean A can be equal to mean B, but you find that mean B is not equal to mean C. So the correct way of writing this statement is that at least one of the means differ. That is the best way of writing that. At least one of the three methods are not the same. Remember here, based on my example, we're comparing those three methods. You are simply saying, if you reject the null hypothesis, you are simply saying one of the three methods is not the same with the other method, right? So if you write the statement like the way I indicated there, where I said mean A is not equal to mean B is not equal to mean C, it will show that you don't understand what you are doing. So suppose someone wants to design an experiment. Suppose someone wants to design an experiment. If you want to design an experiment, you need 7 definitions to design an experiment. The first thing that you'll do, you'll collect the information. Yes?
Y7,
Manyang,
Y7, Y7, sir.
what do you mean, Mr. Manyang?
And you
It's
say,
like testing time. It's like, yes.
we are using the same method of the hypothesis steps
No.
as we engage.
No, here,
Yeah, so
yeah. Can I come in? Can I come in, Mr. Manyang?
Yeah, you can come in because I can't see whatever you are displaying. I'm just.
Oh, sorry, my brother. It would be good if you can see what we are displaying, because I'm not talking about the hypothesis now. I'm saying, suppose you want to conduct an experiment based on what I was saying to compare the three methods of teaching. What is the first thing that you have to do? That's what I wanted to explain. I wanted to explain here. I'm saying we feel like this method are not the same. So want to prove it. So we will have to do what? You must first, you have to plan, my brother. You have to plan the experiment. Or let me start by designing the year. Yes, yes, leadership. Someone's hand was up. Oh, sorry, I said 7, 6, sorry, 6. Processes that one should follow. The first one, you have to do the planning part, isn't it? You have to plan the experiment. The second one, you have to design. Design is, when you plan, is how are you going to collect the information. Design, you put the necessary equipment needed to do what? To perform the experiment. You perform. By performing, it means you have collected now the information. You have the information. You designed the information, the experiment. You have the information now. You perform. You analyze. Analyze. That's where the what? The analyze the ANOVA table comes in. You find the ANOVA table. You confirm the results of the experiment. That one, by confirming the results, you can use what? Remember, we have to check if the assumptions of the model are not violated by confirming the results. And at the end now, you evaluate the conclusion of the what? Of the experiment. If your findings, make sense. So whenever you are asked to give the 6 processes of experimental design, order matters. You cannot start by saying I confirm the results, I analyze the data, I plan the experiment. Imagine your number 3 being you plan the experiment after confirming the results. If you can check there, order matters. Immediately you start mixing the two. You take one, number 3 to be the first one and number 1 to be the third one. It becomes wrong. So order here is very, very important. So based on what I've covered so far, I think there won't be any need for us to meet in the afternoon, because I'm almost done with what I was supposed to cover. But it's your responsibility, guys, to go through these notes and understand whatever is happening. So from there I'll take questions. Yes, my brother. So we'll meet on Friday. We'll meet on Friday to discuss the notation that will be expected for this module. It's very, very important. Notation, because it's different from the way we have been doing things before. Notation here is very, very important. So can we please meet on Friday for that 45 minutes to talk about the notation, please?
Sir.
Yes.
So can you please immediately say, maybe after this class, and say, try to gather the information which you need. You see that is going to assist us, since it's not venue based. We must depend on ourselves. Say.
Yeah, no, I will do that, Mr. Mang. I will do that. Yesterday I promised that I will upload the notes, but I had some challenges, but sorry for that. Questions, please. I want to get questions now. Can I get questions based on design of experiments, please? Guys, you guys are missing something. We are not responsible for marks, exam marks or supplementary marks. Our responsibility, guys, is to teach. When coming to marks, you have to go to the HOD or principal administrator. If you feel like there's a delay of something, we are not responsible of any marks. So I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. I will appreciate that. You can send me an email. I will respond. I'll respond to whatever you want me to explain. I will appreciate it if you can do that. So with the remaining time, Mr. Lwao, are you still here?
I'm still here.
I don't know how you are doing. You were doing it from the module that we were teaching before. Now in the first semester, we're having 2 class reps. The other one now he completed. He's no longer with us. So I don't know the method you used to select your class reps. Maybe you can help me here so that we get a male class rep. The female class rep we still have. We need the male class rep. So I don't know the method that we can use, Mr. Lwao, to get that male class rep. If you have an idea, you can help me.
I think they can choose
I'll come back to you, Mr. Smart.
I think they can choose whom they want on the chat box. Then
I
I will
think they can
record.
choose whom they want on the chat box. Then I will record.
Can you please mute your mic, guys? Mr. Lwao is still talking.
Can you please mute your mic?
Can you please wait? Mr. Lwao was still talking. I'll give you time.
I think if we can have 2 or 3 nominee for male class reps for
Okay, thank you, Mr. Elbo. So you cannot nominate yourself, otherwise we'll disqualify you. Yeah, let's go, guys.
Sir,
Mang, what were you saying?
let's go, guys. And I would like to be the class rep if possible. Sir,
Nominate yourself, Ms. Mang.
I said I would like to be the class rep if possible. So I'm in.
Let's vote here. I noticed that we're having four names. There is Manyama, there is Rihone Muraudzi, and Rivaldo. I think I'm getting 3, and there's Mang. So let's build. Let's. Oh, and there's Malepe. I saw Malepe again. I saw Simang. Siabong. Those who saying Manyama, can you please raise up your hand? Just those who are saying Manyama. Let's focus now. Those who are saying Manyama. Those who are saying Manyama, please raise up your hand because I'll be able to count there how many hands are up. Those who are saying Manyama, so far I'm having 16 hands, 20 hands. Just raise up your hand. No, click that thing there, guys. If you want to raise up your hand, don't do under the charts. Just click the symbol there. The symbol, it will be able to count. I'm having 33. Oh, so how many? I think it's 33, yeah. Those who are saying Manyama, I think that 86. Let's stop now. I'm giving you an extra 15 seconds if you still want to choose Manyama. Okay, the maximum number that I saw for Manyama was 36. Those who are saying Smanga, now you can lower your hand if you are done with those who are saying Smanga. Those who are saying Smanga. So far I'm having 4. There's 3. Those who are saying Smanga, there are 5. 30 seconds. If you want to choose, Smanga. 30 seconds, 10 seconds. Only 4 that are saying Smanga. Those who are saying, who else? Malepe. Those who are saying Malepe. So far 8. 15 seconds left. Those who are saying Malepe. Only 8 or 9. Those who are saying Siabonga. Those who are saying Siabonga. Manyama is still leading with 36. Those who are saying Mulaudzi. Those who are saying Mulaudzi. Mulaudzi. Mulaudzi is 13. The last one, it was a Blessing, Mavunda. Those who are saying Mavunda. There's someone Mavunda. I don't notice Mavunda. Mavunda is 11. Mr. Manyama. Mr. Manyama.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. You are officially elected as our new male class rep for second semester.
Thanks, the students, and I wish we have a journey to be journeyed for us and to